Welcome, Chief Scientist Crickren. Thank you for accepting our invitation. We are gathered here today to talk about your complaint against Major Miller. Your accusations are really serious, and before we officially register your report, we want to make sure that everybody fully understands exactly what happened. Chief Scientist Crickren bowed his head in greeting towards the two high officials across the table, trying to keep calm. Greetings, Admiral Skriller, Captain O'Neill. I am aware that my report is very blunt, but I stand by my accusations and I am willing to explain to you any issues you may have encountered with my report. I must say from the start that if this meeting's scope is to cover up the outrageous behavior of Major Miller, then I will not comply. With this, the little scientist puffed up and stared defiantly at the human captain. The human smiled and gently waved both his hands in denial. No, it's nothing like that. Doctor, it is the first time you collaborated with the human team, and Admiral Skriller asked me to participate in this meeting in order to see if I may explain some of the actions of Major Miller that may not seem so justified to you, so your report may be as accurate as possible. It is my job to clear any misunderstandings that inevitably appear in cases when different species try to work together. Now, I want you to know that I did not discuss anything with the Major before this meeting regarding this issue. I only read your complaint, and as we mentioned before, it is quite serious. You used words like sabotage of the mission, incompetence, misuse of authority, cowardice, paranoia, and even assault on your own person and your fellow scientist. Clearly, something really wrong happened, and I want to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. In order for us to get the full picture here, could you tell us in your own words what exactly happened? Fine, grumbled the scientist, not entirely convinced about the human captain's impartiality. We were orbiting planet SR 395887. Our scans showed that it was certainly capable of sustaining life, but the atmosphere, even if breathable, is very dense. Kilometer-thick clouds constantly cover the entire planet, so any further investigations had to be made from the ground. I was assigned to lead the team that first landed on SR 395887. My role, besides leader, was that of biologist. I was supposed to look for life forms. The team also had one geologist and one botanist. Major Miller and another two human marines were assigned as the security team. The last member of our team was the pilot of our shuttle. We landed without incident somewhere in the northern hemisphere of the planet, where our scans indicated the largest landmass, tolerable temperatures, and breathable atmosphere. We landed in a small clearing, surrounded by a forest. After touchdown, we did a preliminary scan with the shuttle's sensors, but the clouds above were replaced with a thick mist on the ground. This, and the trees around, limited the sensor's range to about 300 meters. In this scanned area, we did not detect anything out of place, only trees, plants, and very small life forms, like insects and birds. The security team exited the shuttle first, followed by the science team. The pilot remained at his controls and continued to scan the surrounding area. Because of the reduced visibility on the ground, of only about 15-20 meters, Major Miller suggested that we keep our preliminary investigation of the planet inside the area covered by the shuttle's sensors. Keep in mind that I agreed to this request. The planet was teeming with life, and my fellow scientists were very excited, myself included. We all began to collect samples, minerals, plants, insects. Not even 5 minutes after we entered the forest, and no more than 100 m away from the shuttle, Major Miller unexpectedly grabbed me and told us all to stop and not to move. We all froze in place, thinking that he detected a threat of some kind. I asked him what is wrong. He told me to keep quiet and don't move. Then he told us all to get down, to crouch as close to the ground as possible. He then checked with the pilot if anything changed on the shuttle's sensors. The pilot answered that the scans don't show anything different. Miller then reiterated his order for everyone to not move and to stay down. He slowly pushed me behind him, signaled me again to stay still, and very carefully and slowly advanced 2 or 3 more meters. He stopped near a small patch of ground that was covered with leaves. He moved some leaves around, stopped, and cursed. This is where Major Miller's behavior stopped making any sense. The leaves were probably gathered in a small depression in the ground because Miller reached down in the leaves and took a stick from that small depression. He then slowly got back to us and told me that we need to get back to the shuttle as soon as possible, that this was a dangerous area. Naturally, I demanded an explanation. What is wrong? What did he see? He did not answer me, just showed me the stick he picked up, then threw it to one of his Marines and told him to bag it. Miller told us all to get back to the ship quickly and quietly, and on the exact way we came. I was outraged. I expressed my refusal to Major Miller. There was so much work to be done, so many more samples to collect. You can't scrap a mission just because one member has a fear of sticks or whatever was wrong with him. We were there to learn about the planet, damn it, to find out if there was intelligent life on it and so many more things. He shushed me, told me I should consider the mission accomplished. He said it's his prerogative to abort the mission if he perceives any threat, and he orders us to get to the shuttle now. He claimed that we were in a dangerous zone, that there was definitely an intelligent race around, probably advanced enough that it could pose a danger to us. He said we should return with more security and diplomats. Again, I refused and demanded proof. He just sighed and told me, "Didn't you see the stick?" I told him he is delusional and tried to move past him and get on with my job. That is when Miller grabbed me. Your species is much larger than us, almost 3 times larger. So I was powerless to escape from his grasp. So I very clearly and loudly asked him to release me immediately. He just put a hand over my mouth and silenced me. Then ordered the other 2 Marines to grab the little guys and bug out to the shuttle. The Marines complied, and the whole team was forcefully loaded into the shuttle. By this time, I was beyond fury, but I was also scared. For the safety of my colleagues, of course. I stated to Major Miller that I disagree with his decision, and that I will submit a formal complaint, the very one we are here to discuss. And then I refused to interact with him anymore, so not to aggravate him further. I locked myself and my 2 scientist colleagues into one cabin. I feared that, in his paranoia, he would harm us. It is the first time I ever worked with humans, and I admit that I did not know how far this abnormal behavior would go, or what had caused it. So, that is the whole story. As short as the mission itself was, thanks to Major Miller. With this, Chief Scientist Crickren took a sip of water from the glass in front of him. Telling the whole story got him hot and angry all over again. Admiral Skriller looked troubled, as he should. Meanwhile, Captain O'Neill just looked thoughtful. "I think I know what happened," he said. He pressed on the comm button in front of him and asked to be relayed to Major Miller's comm bead. When he got confirmation, he spoke into the comm using speaker mode so that both the Admiral and the Chief Scientist could hear. "Major Miller, Captain O'Neill here. I was looking over a report regarding the mission on the planet SR 395887, and you seem to have gotten all worked up about some stick." "It was a punji stick, sir, sharpened in one cut and dirty." "I thought as much. Thank you, Major. I'm just sorry that Mr. Crickren didn't want to listen to my explanation once we were back into the shuttle." "It's okay. I'll talk to him and try to explain. That would be all for now." As soon as the comm line closed, Chief Scientist Crickren exploded. "You see? He got paranoid about a stick and does not even deny it." "Calm down, Mr. Crickren. Let me explain. Your species is the oldest sapient species that we know of. You guys are so more advanced than anyone. The last real wars you were forced to fight are so long ago that they are almost myths. Your weapons are battle cruisers or even entire space stations. And if you really need something more, hands on, you have battle mechs. Meanwhile, we barely discovered FTL like 10 years ago. Compared to you, we are apes, fighting with sticks and stones in the mud. But because of this, there is not a single soldier among us that would not know about a punji stick. You see, punji sticks are weapons, traps to be more precise. In this case, it was camouflaged with leaves. There were probably more than one stick in that pile of leaves. If you were to step into that pile of leaves, you would have been impaled by said sharpened sticks, and most likely seriously injured. Chief Scientist Crickren paled. "But I am sure you realize now," continued the captain, "that a trap means a sentient creature set it up. So allow me to congratulate you on discovering a new intelligent race." Crickren was begging now to grasp the importance of the discovery. "Oh my," he muttered. "We must return immediately and make contact with that species. Oh, if only that insufferable major didn't stop the mission. This does not change the fact that he got scared of stick trap. Any species that uses sticks as weapons surely wouldn't have posed a threat to our team. I mean, we are talking Stone Age creatures here. Well, not really, countered the human captain. As you heard Major Miller just now, he mentioned that the stick was sharpened with one cut. That means it was sharpened with a metal tool, not a stone one, like this knife here. And as he talked, he placed his own melee weapon on the table with a solid clank. See, if there were sentient creatures out there carrying this type of things, and if they would have seen you as trespassers, that could have gotten really ugly, really fast. Also, let me tell you from experience, even our troops still use punji stick traps if need be. So on SR 395887, we are talking about a species that is at least at Iron Age, but probably even further. So, again, congratulations. Chief Scientist Crickren gulped. He took another sip of water. Deep down, he was already convinced that backing out had been the best move, but now he was worried that he missed these clues of a sentient race. We don't know that for sure. Maybe the tree that the stick was from splits like that into nice, even cuts. Or maybe they have a stone that splits into really strong and sharp edges. He knew he was grasping at straws here, but he was not ready yet to admit that Miller had been right all along. And, for all we know, that pit was used for hunting wild animals. There's nothing to indicate aggression from the builders of the trap. O'Neill looked thoughtful for a second, but then shook his head in denial. No, it's pretty obvious you guys were in a dangerous area. Miller said that the stick was dirty. That means that the tip, the sharp part, was tainted with something. Probably feces. This means two things. One, the species has some knowledge about bacteria and infections. So, sorry, but the Stone Age theory is not standing. And two, it means it was not meant for prey animals. No hunter wants to taint his soon-to-be food. No, this was meant for enemies, to kill them with infections if the impaling fails. That's barbaric, Chief Scientist Crickren murmured. Well, that's apes in the mud for you. But overall, in my opinion, the Major recognized a dangerous situation. You were probably in a war zone, put safety first, and his decision to extract you and your team from there, fast and quietly, was the best call, even if it meant carrying you guys out of there against your will. So, what do you think? Care to revise your report before making it official? Asked the now smiling human captain. Well, I mean, of course, I want to revise it. I just wish the Major would have explained it to us. You said you locked yourself in a cabin. I know. Admiral, I officially request you to disregard my initial report. I will present a revised one tomorrow. Now, I need to go apologize to Major Miller and his team. Captain, I believe it is your custom to pave the road to conciliation with lots of alcoholic beverages. Well, yes, a reluctant captain answered, his smile fading. Okay then, may I be excused? Of course, Chief Scientist Crickren, answered Admiral Skrillier. As the little scientist exited the room, the human captain turned to the Admiral. After I just explained to him about the apes in the mud thing, he wants to get the said apes drunk? He sighed. Guess I'll see you tomorrow then.